The Airbus A380 is a titan of the skies. Weighing up to 1.2 million pounds at takeoff, it is a masterpiece of engineering. But if you look closely at its skin, you won't see smooth, seamless joints. You'll see millions of tiny metal pins, 3 million to be exact. Why, in an age of advanced laser welding and robotics, do we still rely on a technology used by the ancient Romans? Today, we're diving into the science of riveting, why the A380 needs 3 million of them, and why welding could actually bring a plane crashing down.
To understand why we rivet, we have to understand why we don't weld. Most commercial aircraft are made of aluminum alloys, like the 2000 and 7000 series. These materials are incredibly strong and light, but they have a kryptonite: heat. When you weld aluminum, you create a heat-affected zone, or HAZ. The intense heat changes the molecular structure of the alloy, making the area around the weld brittle. In a car, that might be fine. In a plane cruising at 35,000 feet, it's a death sentence. Key advantages of rivets. 1. Fatigue resistance. Airplanes are like lungs. They breathe. They expand and contract as the cabin pressurizes and depressurizes. A weld is a rigid, continuous bond. If a crack starts in a weld, it travels down the entire seam. A rivet joint is discontinuous. A crack in one panel is often stopped by the gap between the next. 2. Vibration dampening. Airplanes vibrate a lot. Riveted joints have a microscopic amount of give that absorbs these vibrations. 3. Ease of inspection. You can see a smoking rivet, a rivet with a black streak of oxide, from a mile away, signaling it's loose. A microcrack inside a weld often requires expensive X-ray or ultrasound equipment to detect. The Airbus A380 is the largest passenger airliner ever built. To hold its massive frame together, engineers utilized 3 million rivets. But these aren't just hardware store nails. On the A380, riveting allows for the combination of different materials. The A380 uses glare, glass laminate aluminum reinforced epoxy, a sandwich of aluminum and fiberglass. You cannot weld fiberglass to metal. Riveting, however, treats them as a single structural unit. The 3 million rivets provide redundancy. Engineers design these joints so that even if a certain percentage of rivets fail, the structural integrity of the wing or fuselage remains intact. It's safety through numbers. You might think 3 million rivets sticking out would create massive drag. If the A380 used universal head rivets, the ones that look like little domes, it would be like flying a giant piece of sandpaper. This is where countersunk riveting comes in. For the exterior skin, the hole is dimpled or countersunk, so the rivet head sits perfectly flush with the skin. Aerodynamic stability. By maintaining a perfectly smooth surface, the A380 maintains laminar flow across its wings. This reduces skin friction, which is vital for a plane of this size to remain fuel efficient. Even a few millimeters of protrusion across millions of rivets would increase fuel consumption by tons per flight.
How do you actually install 3 million rivets? The process is called upsetting. 1. Drilling. A hole is drilled through 2 or more layers. 2. Insertion. The rivet is placed. 3. Driving. A pneumatic hammer strikes the head while a bucking bar holds the other side. The force causes the shank of the rivet to expand, filling the hole completely and creating a shop head on the tail. Materials. Aluminum 2117, the most common field rivet. Aluminum 2024, high strength, used for primary structures. Titanium, used in the hot zones near the engines or where extreme strength-to-weight ratios are needed. Monel, a nickel-copper alloy used in areas prone to corrosion. Is riveting the end-all be-all? Not quite. Technology is evolving. Automated riveting. Nowadays, giant robotic fleets drill, seal, and drive rivets with a precision human hands can't match. This ensures every one of the A380's 3 million rivets has the exact same tension. Laser beam welding. On the A380, Airbus actually did weld some lower fuselage panels using high-tech lasers. This reduced weight significantly, but it's only used in areas where the stress isn't as critical. Friction stir welding, a solid-state joining process that doesn't melt the metal, avoiding the dreaded heat-affected zone. It's being used more in spacecraft and smaller jets, but riveting remains the king for long-haul giants. So, How does the A380's riveting compare to its American rival, the Boeing 747? The 747, designed in the 60s, relies much more on traditional manual riveting and heavier aluminum gauges. The A380 uses more automated fatigue-rated fasteners and incorporates composites like glare, which require specialized pull-type rivets rather than just hammered ones. The A380 is a testament to how we can take a technology that's thousands of years old, the rivet, and scale it to the absolute limits of physics. Next time you're sitting in a window seat, look at those tiny dots. Those 3 million rivets are the only thing standing between you and the vacuum of the sky. Before we proceed, if you found this dive into aviation engineering fascinating, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Blue skies. On a single Boeing 747, there are over 6 million parts, and roughly 3 million of them are rivets. In an age of 3D printing and carbon fiber, it seems almost primitive. Why are we still stitching our giant metal birds together with technology that dates back to the Bronze Age? Today, we explore the evolution of the aircraft rivet, the aerodynamic battle between smooth and strong, and the futuristic technologies finally threatening to replace them. In the early days of flight, aircraft were made of wood and fabric. But as we moved into the 1920s and 30s, the metal age began. Engineers realized that to go faster and higher, they needed duralumin, a lightweight aluminum alloy. The problem? You couldn't weld it easily without weakening the metal. Enter the rivet. The early days, we used universal head rivets. They looked like little mushrooms sticking out of the wing. Great for strength, terrible for speed. The WW2 breakthrough. As speeds approached 400 miles per hour, drag became the enemy. This led to countersunk or flush riveting. By dimpling the aircraft skin so the rivet head sat perfectly flat, engineers gained a massive speed advantage. Today's tech. Fast forward to 2026, and the evolution isn't in the rivet itself, but how we install them. Airbus recently revealed new lower-impact automated riveting systems that use high-speed electromagnetic pulses to set rivets perfectly in milliseconds, reducing waste and structural fatigue. Let's talk about the aerodynamic tax. Every time a rivet head catches the wind, it creates parasite drag. Imagine the air flowing over a wing as a smooth sheet. A protruding rivet head creates a tiny wake or turbulent pocket. Multiply that by 3 million rivets, and you have a significant fuel economy problem. This is why modern jets are flush riveted in critical areas like the nose and wing leading edges. So why not just weld the seams for a perfectly smooth surface? 1. The heat problem. Welding uses intense heat, which alters the molecular structure of aluminum, creating a heat-affected zone, HAZ. This zone is brittle and prone to cracking. 2. Fatigue spreading. In a welded fuselage, a crack can grow across the entire seam like a zipper. Riveted joints act as crack stoppers. If a crack starts in one panel, it usually stops at the rivet line. 3. Flexibility. Airplanes breathe. They expand and contract as cabins pressurize. Riveted joints allow for microscopic movement that welding simply can't handle. Is the rivet's reign ending? Not quite, but it has competition. Friction stir welding. Unlike traditional welding, FSW doesn't melt the metal. It uses a spinning tool to soften and stir the two pieces together. It's used by SpaceX for their rockets and by some business jet manufacturers like Eclipse Aerospace. It offers the smoothness of a weld with the strength of a rivet. Composite bonding. Look at the Boeing 787 Dreamliner or the Airbus A380. These are made of carbon fiber. Instead of millions of rivets, these planes are cured in giant ovens, autoclaves. Large sections are bonded together using industrial-grade resins, creating a skin that is lighter and aerodynamically cleaner than any riveted aluminum wing. Additive manufacturing, 3D printing. Newer engines and interior components are being printed as single units. If you can print one complex part that replaces 50 small parts, you've just eliminated hundreds of rivets. The global aircraft rivet market is still projected to grow, reaching over $600 million by 2034. While composites and welding are catching up, the humble rivet remains the gold standard for reliability. It is a confirmation of superior and advanced engineering technology. Sometimes, the oldest way of doing things is still the safest way to stay at 30,000 feet.
If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit the like button and subscribe for more aerospace engineering stories. What technology do you think will finally kill the rivet? Let us know in the comments.